Welcome to my Kitchen Intuition podcast. It is an honor to have you here today. My name is Marita Lynn, and I'm so happy to share all this information, truth, adventures, and everything that has to do with nutrition. Because nutrition is not just about food, it's about how we live our lives, what we think, how we really live in our environment. And today is episode number 4, and I have an amazing friend I would love to introduce to you. I know her for many years. We have lived so many adventures, and our journeys have gone pretty much the same way. Her name is Corrine Thomas. Corrine, welcome.
Why, thank you, Maria. It is an honor. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And
Thank
I
you.
am so thrilled that you're doing this podcast. I know that it means a lot to your heart and your spirit. So I'm glad that you got the opportunity to do it. And I am even happier that I'm a guest. So thank you.
Of course, you were on my mind from the beginning because we have so many things to share and so
Mhm.
many things to really that we have learned through our journey together that we have learned in regards of life and self growth, how much we have grown ourselves,
Mhm.
right? All the adventures that we had before, and really how we're shifting our business, how
Mhm.
we're going being from the event business and going through a lot of things, not just with the business but in life, how we
Mhm.
have transitioned so many things, and now we're here. So welcome, thank you again.
Thank you. So I remember when we first met, I met Maria. She was a caterer, and I remember her telling me all about what she does and their catering, and then she told me she was from Peru, and she said she does Peruvian food too. And I do distinctly remember saying to Maria, "Well, why don't you just do Peruvian food?" Because in my mind, that would set her apart from anyone else in the industry. And she was really a little skittish about that. I remember she was like, "No, I don't want to do that." I said, "No, Maria, you have to cook Peruvian food."
Yeah, those were on the times where nobody really know about Peruvian
Mhm.
cuisine, and even even though I listened to you, because it was not just you, it was my dad telling me you should be representing as a chef, a Peruvian chef here in New Jersey, and I went all the way to New York, like I
Yeah,
expanded a little bit more. But I was a little bit afraid that people wouldn't understand what Peruvian food is. And actually, that transition from just giving people like normal, like catering food to Peruvian, it had a little bit of challenges there. I had
yeah,
to grow myself to be able to represent who I
right.
really was.
And what you I think found out was that people loved your food. I mean, for me, certainly, I would push Maria literally. I would bring a client to her, and I would tell them before I spoke to Maria that Peruvian food is something I think they should try. And every single time with every single client, they all were really very happy with the food. So I think it took a lot of trials to find out that, oh, well, maybe this is a good thing, Maria thought. So she went.
Yes, 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 definitely. I remember we met through this association that we
Hmm.
were all members, right?
Yeah.
We were with a big group of people, and we all will work together, like
Yeah.
refer clients to one another. And you work a lot of my events.
Yeah.
My brother was part of that too, and I
Yeah.
have pretty much my whole family. And it was, yes, I love Corinne's advice. I love how she couldn't see things that I couldn't see then.
Yeah.
And, I love her path. I love the things that she gone through to really be where you are right now. And it's
Yeah.
just amazing, Corinne. Can you tell us a little bit of your experience from when you started?
So I came into this industry, into the event industry, that is, from being a technologist. I was in the IT field. That was my lane, technology. But I had an interest in events and all things events and meetings. I worked at KPMG in the meetings and events department where I learned a lot, and I decided that I wanted to go out on my own. So It's been an interesting journey. It's been a rocky road. It's had its ups, downs. However, I have maintained my position as an entrepreneur. You know, when you get into this space, you have to make a decision. If you're going to work on your own for yourself, you have to go all in. There is no backsies.
No
you
plan Bs.
you nope, you have to take it to the wall. You have to be almost like a huge rock that no one can move, because you're going to have self-doubt and people are going to ask you if you're crazy. But you have to kind of soldier on in order to be successful. So with all of that, going through being, I was president of that particular chapter, that industry
Association.
association, and I'm currently president of the Meetings Professionals
Oh, very nice.
International Association of New Jersey. So those are some of the things that I tell people in our industry. Get involved in your association that represents your industry. You will benefit from that in so many different ways. It's very important. This pandemic, though, had me doing a lot of thinking and reflecting and all of that. And I feel called right now to share my experiences, to share what I've learned with people who are starting their own businesses. So, as of February 17th, I'm actually going to start coaching people who've been in business for anywhere between 1 to 3 years. That's my target right now. And they want to grow. My plan is to shortcut all the mistakes that I know I've made and other entrepreneurs that I know that have made along the way to growing. And I'm really excited about it, actually. And I hope you're going to be part of my class.
Sure,
So
thank
it's going to be a
you.
lot of fun. It's going
I
to be a good
love
journey.
how we have pretty much worked that role. Like
Hmm.
we have been going through all that stuff so we can teach people
Hmm.
what's the best way to do it without having to go through all the things that we have gone,
Yeah,
you
and I
know?
love that you're coaching,
Yes.
and that's a big deal. People want to know. Hell, I would like to know how to cook some of the stuff that Maria cooks. She's amazing. So
Thank you.
getting to a place of coaching others and helping others to do something that you do easily. I think I almost feel like we've all been given certain gifts in this world, and part of our job really is to share those gifts with the world. So we all came here with something
Yes,
that we're good at, and we need to help other people who need our help to make things happen.
definitely. Yes,
So I'm excited
definitely.
about both our journeys, actually.
Yeah,
I'm thrilled
yes,
to bits.
definitely. They've been up and downs. I mean, I opened a restaurant and,
Yeah, it was cute too.
that work. I mean, it was successful, but it got into a point that I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely, I love what you're going to start to do because it's a lot of people here that want to start a business
Hmm.
and they already have so much fear.
Yeah.
They want to have a plan B or C or D. And actually, I've been called crazy so many times for sticking to what I want,
Hmm.
to what I know, to what I see, because I can say myself I'm a visionary. I have a vision of what I want.
Right. Exactly.
And I may people call me like idealistic or dreamer or whatever, but if you don't really think of what you want as a goal in your future, especially as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
you have too many roads to take and you might not take the right one,
Yeah.
right? So you'll come
shiny
here then.
shiny object syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a good idea. That's a good idea. But
Yes.
and we all have that as entrepreneurs. However, staying the course is so important. You have to have a desire so strong, and people don't know. People think that you're a little nuts because you have this, but you're the only one who can see what you can see. um,
Exactly.
and you just have to surround yourself with people who believe in you and have faith in what you're doing. I feel very fortunate that I had that along my journey. I've met so many people who gave me advice, gave me little nuggets of information. And even when were working together, there's things I learned from working some events with you that made me a better meeting and event planner. So I think in general, I mean, I tend not to call myself an event planner, by the way. I'm a meetings and event specialist.
I
That's
love
what
it.
I
Yeah, that's
be-
great. That's a great name.
because it's not just about planning. There's a lot of strategy that
Oh,
goes
of
into
course.
putting an
Yeah.
event or a meeting together. And a little known fact is it's hard work.
It is a lot of hard work.
It
Yeah.
can be tons of fun, but it's also hard work. You have to really want to do it.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
see now the young generations, they want to get into the event industry, and because they, like you say, they see it as fun
The
and it can
glamour.
be glamorous, and it's sophisticated. I love that kind of stuff. I love that
Uh,
when I used to do my events,
yeah.
going to the meetings and see that sophistication and
Mm.
glamour and all that. But it's not just that, it's much more than that.
Absolutely. There's a lot behind it. You pull back the curtain, you're like, oh my God, I'm running for the hills. Yeah,
Exactly.
because it's a lot.
And sometimes you have to improvise, or
Oh,
you have to
yeah.
come with something like
Oh,
you have to
yeah.
deliver somehow to your clients, right?
You have to sometimes make something out of nothing.
Yes. I have so
Yep.
many stories about this, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. So, tell me about why you feel somebody should have a mentor, somebody that wants to start a business, that is between starting the business and the fear of might not work. What do you think is important to have somebody that can be accountable?
So I think it's really important to speak to somebody else. I think a lot of people have an idea of something they want to do, but yeah, they're fearful. They're like, what if I try this and it doesn't work? So the first thing that you have to get rid of is the what if. Because in this life, you can go outside and I don't know, take a tumble. You didn't expect that, but you get up, right? And
Hmm.
you keep moving. So an entrepreneur's journey is very similar. You get knocked down, and you have to get up and keep going. Um, but first off, you have to really think about what that means for you when you think about what you want to do. How many people do you think it would help? Do you think that what your idea is can be helpful to others? And then having a mentor, talking to somebody who has been in business before, don't I mean, I think it's okay for you to share it with your friends and family, but quite frankly, if your idea isn't one that anyone has done before, they'll think that you're a little crazy. I am sure that when Edison thought about creating the light bulb, they said, yeah, that's not going to happen. But here we are today, right?
And
I'm
it took
sure
him a
that
thousand times.
exactly, he didn't give up. So I think it's having a mentor to help you talk through whatever it is that you want to do, and also help you with the first step and the next step. Because one of the things that I have learned is that people who want to do something for themselves and want to go into business for themselves, they're like, yes, I want to do that, but I have no idea what to do first or how to start or what. And a mentor is going to help you through those steps. They're going to help you determine what's the first thing you should do, what's the next thing you should do. So getting a mentor or a coach is very important. You know, football, it's coming up to the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl soon. Every football team has coaches. They don't even have just one coach. They have all sorts of coaches. Every football player has a coach.
Yeah.
The football player is very, very good at what he does, right? But he still has a ton of coaches because it's necessary
It is.
to have coaches to help you along your way. So
Mm-hmm.
in business, it's very much the same.
Yes, and we're not
Getting a
talking. I'm
business
sorry.
coach or
Yeah,
just a mentor, it's really
exactly.
important.
Yeah, sorry, interrupt. We're not talking about like physical coaches. We're talking about mindset. We're talking
All of it.
about beliefs. We're talking about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's structure for your business. We're talking about tax strategies, asset protection, mental toughness, which is a big
Yeah,
one.
it's that.
Um,
You would say that's the main one. Yeah.
and, marketing, the different areas of marketing. I mean, there's digital marketing, there's social media marketing, there's media marketing, there's, event marketing. We can't forget that one because it's one that people kind of miss a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But there's all sorts of things that you have to think about when you're burgeoning on this entrepreneurial journey.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So what are you up to now? What is like I know we worked a lot last year
Yeah.
doing working some events and I appreciate you think of me every time
Yeah.
you work with your clients. So what are you thinking? What are you shifting somehow?
So I'm doing a lot of things.
Oh wow, I love it.
Still doing events. I'm building a team to do the events. I feel like I've learned a lot, paid my dues, and I think I just need to give other people the opportunity to do the same.
Yes.
Um, when I first started in this journey, I did weddings, but I haven't done weddings for at least, I don't know, 6, 7 years or so. The thing that I did find, though, and then still find today, people call me for weddings. For me, the ROI for wedding planning was not good.
Yeah.
It takes about 120 hours to plan a wedding, generally speaking. And, most people can't really pay if I said to someone, you have to pay me hourly to do that, it's a huge undertaking. So what I decided to do was create a wedding planning program for people who may not be able to afford a wedding planner or they just simply want to do their own wedding
Oh,
planning.
that's amazing.
So what I'm doing with that is it's going to be an online program. So essentially, people will get the information on how to do things, um, and it will be self-driven, so they can plan their own wedding as if they were an experienced wedding planner because they're getting the information from someone who's experienced
Mm-hmm.
and who has gone down that road. And then I'm doing something similar for admins and executive admins
That's
that
great.
need some help with planning meetings. So that will also be a subscription model. And then, of course, there's this program to help others learn how to grow their businesses. So there's a lot going on.
Is this for the event business or all kinds of business?
It doesn't matter what the business is, because what I
Okay.
think is important to note is that there are fundamentals that we all need, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what your business is. There's some fundamental things that we all can use in our businesses. There's one thing in particular that I think is really important for people um, that they struggle with is pricing your services, or I mean, it's mostly for service industries. Pricing is an issue. And in
Mm-hmm.
our industry, in our event industry, that has been problematic all along, even
Yes.
with catering. There's a way that you have to look at pricing that most people don't. And even doing proposals, how that process should work. You know, we
It takes
tend
a
to,
lot of time.
well, outside of the time it takes to put the proposal together, people often put a proposal together, send it off to a client, and wait. And that is probably the worst thing that we all can do. You do a proposal, you call the client, and you step them through that proposal rather than send it to them and wait, because everybody can interpret what your words are very differently. But if you step them through your proposal, they get to ask you clarifying questions, and you know the chances of them saying yes or no is higher, and they can also do it right then and there. You don't have to wait.
Exactly. It's like a sales call.
Yeah.
I'm used to that.
Yeah, it's but it's a nicer way. The client will appreciate it more
Hmm.
than you just sending them something, because quite frankly they might not even have time to do it, to
Exactly.
go over
To
it,
go
not
over.
properly, to understand it. So those are some of the things that I think that goes across the board. Doesn't matter whether you're in events, or if you're a DJ, or I don't know, someone who provides signage for a client, whatever it is,
Hmm.
promotional products, all.
I like that.
So whatever your business is, you can learn how to grow
That's
quickly.
amazing. That's
I mean, the idea of being able to take a vacation and your business still happens
oh
without you,
yeah,
I'm sure
definitely.
everyone loves
Yep.
that idea. So you'll learn how to do all that kind of stuff.
That's great. That is
Hmm.
really good. So what about this program that you start this month? Tell me a little bit more
So
about
that's the
that.
program I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you the other thing that I'm doing. I just wrote a
Oh,
chapter in a
that's
book. So this book is called Scars to Stars, and it's actually launching on February 22nd.
oh good. That's what I'm
So
sorry. What I meant to say the collaboration that you had on the book. Yes.
yeah, so I have this friend who asked me, her name is Dina Mitchell Brown. She asked me to participate in this book. And there are 20 chapters in this book. So 20 individuals wrote stories of real inspiration and overcoming all kinds of adversity. I'm excited about this book because, I've had a sneak peek at some of the chapters, and it's going to be pretty powerful, I think.
Oh wow, that's
Yes, from
great.
going from scars to stars, because we all know we've had lots of scars.
Yes.
Turning those into stars it's a journey.
It
It's a
is.
process.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful transformation, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's coming too. So yeah, that's the other thing
That's
that
the
I'm
other thing.
yeah. And I also one of my clients happens to be a, a an association that I manage. And that's another load. Sounds like I'm doing way too much for my own good, but it's all good.
It's all good. It's always different revenue streams,
Hmm.
that's how we make it. While we build our dream, we also need to have other venues coming in.
Oh
I
yeah.
do believe that. So where can people find the book? How
So there's going to be I should have been much more prepared than this, of course.
it's okay.
But on
But
Eventbrite, if they just look for Scars to Stars, there'll be an event for the launching of the book.
oh, okay.
You can go to my LinkedIn page. Um, it's under my name, Corrine Thomas. And in actual fact, one of the easiest ways, I'm going to make this really simple. Just go to Corrine10k.com. That's Corrine10k.com. That happens to be my digital business card, but you can learn about the book there too.
Okay, great. We're going to add all the information at the end of the podcast. So
Oh,
if
great.
people are interested in her book, in her program that's starting this month, and if you are a corporation, would love to work with her, so she can really create something beautiful, please contact her. Absolute Events by Corinne, right?
And that's it.
Yes. And all
Thank
the
you.
information, her LinkedIn, and if you have any links or websites, are going to be at the end of the video. So, what advice will you give to people that are thinking maybe to start something, not probably leaving their job or like as of now, but start something on the side? What would you think will be your best advice?
My best advice would be just go for it, especially if you have a full time job and you can do something that feeds your soul. Because the important thing, we have this great resignation. I think part of the reason for this great resignation is because people aren't fulfilled in where they are. The pandemic allowed people to sit down, take a step, and they had time, quite frankly, to think about their own lives.
Yes.
Some people have just made a decision that what they were doing doesn't feed their soul, so they want to do something different. So I think it's important for people to find a way to feed your soul. If there's something that you have a passion about that you want to do, just do it. You have the unique advantage of having a job that could kind of fund your idea,
Mm-hmm.
and more importantly, find somebody who you can talk to who has had a business, who is in business, somebody who can help you determine how to go about doing what you're doing.
Mm,
You can
great.
do it on your own. However, having someone to give you some guidance and some mentoring, some coaching, everybody knows somebody who, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend who has owned a business or owns a business today. Just reach out to that person and tell them what you want to do, and they'll probably help you with
Yes. And
going down that
always
journey.
listen to the people that have already done it, not to
Yeah.
the ones that haven't, that are just going to bring that negative energy to it, right?
That is so important, Maria.
Mm.
It is crucial that you don't listen to people who haven't gone down that path, because it is not for everyone.
Yes.
However, the people who haven't gone down that path are not really going to understand even why you want to. So definitely get somebody who has been down that path to help you.
Exactly. So,
You'll get there much faster.
so what you think is the recipe of success? If we're talking about
Oh,
food
wow.
nutrition and recipes, I gave you a couple of
Yeah.
my food recipes. What do
Yeah.
you think is the recipe of success to
The
finish?
recipe for success is, I think, first off, you have to have confidence in what you're doing. You have to believe in yourself. It's a huge, huge part of it.
Yes.
Believing in yourself. If you have that self belief, the rest of it is going to be, it's always going to be a challenge, by the way. But having self belief,
Yes.
surrounding yourself by people who care about you and will support you in what you have decided to do. And I think having a mentor or a coach is really of paramount importance. I don't think you can do it easily without those things. I
Yes.
mean, you can do anything. Anyone can do anything. However, if you want to get rid of most of the pain and
Exactly.
and the strife that goes along with that, you really ought to surround yourself with people who will support you. It sometimes will mean that some people you don't have around you, because you can't have negative input and expect positive results.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. This is otherwise, like you say, you'll be in pain
Yeah.
because that you're missing that part of you, and you'll know.
Hmm.
You'll exactly get to know is that knowing inside that, oh my
Right.
gosh, I'm believing in myself. I'm doing this now.
Right.
You know, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Anything else you would like to add?
No, I think I have enjoyed my time here with you. This is great. I'm so excited for you.
Thank
This
you.
was wonderful, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the new things that you're going to do.
Yes, thank you. And I'm looking forward to have you back, so you can tell us more about your program, maybe in a few
Absolutely.
months to see how you're doing with all the plans that you have on your courses. I think it'll be amazing.
I'd be happy to come back. Thank
Oh,
you.
good, good, good. So we're gonna have all your information at the end of the video,
Great.
so our viewers can, listeners, because we're also on Apple, Spotify,
Mhm.
can reach out to you and see how you can
Great.
serve them.
Yeah, that is all I'm about.
Great
Service. I'm
service.
happy to serve
Exactly. I love
always.
to serve too. Yeah. That's why we are friends, you know.
Absolutely. Well,
Yes.
thank you. This is a great opportunity. I really appreciate you and what you're doing.
Oh, thank you, Corinne. It's an honor to have to meet you. I'm sure we know each other from other lives because
We
we
did
always
click.
click together and we've
Yeah,
been together. Like we traveled together through this
absolutely.
life. And,
Hmm.
my family
Yeah,
loves you.
yeah.
And
And
so
I do them
happy.
too.
Yeah.
They're cute. Especially your mom's with her alfajores.
Oh, the alfajores cookie is her favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, they can find you actually in Instagram, right? Absolute Events by
Yep,
Corinne. Okay.
absolutely. Yes, my Instagram page.
Some of my
I'm.
food is there in her Instagram too.
Yes, exactly. Some good pictures there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. Thank you. It's an honor, like I said before, and until I see you again. Thank you so much for being part of this episode. It was a pleasure to share these stories with all of you. And I'll see you until the next time. Please reach out to Corinne. She's an amazing human being with an amazing soul. And I love her a lot, so much, like a sister. And it was an honor to have you here today. Thank you again. I would love for you to subscribe and share to somebody that needs to hear this. And until I see you next time. Again, my website is www.mykitchenintuition.com, and I'm here to serve you with anything that you need about nutrition, mindset, and everything that can make your life better. Thank you so much.